industry. There was one more thing, I'm going to end it on this before we get into the kind of the main focus of today. There was one other thing that I think is vitally important in order for any of us to be successful at a point that we've never dreamed of being successful before. There was one thing. We talked about customers' internal buying beliefs. We talked about breaking down and making sense and lowering their threshold, their action threshold, right? By knocking down those internal beliefs. Remember, we talked about a red stop sign and a yellow yield sign, right? Unconscious beliefs. But before we knock the customer's unconscious beliefs out, what needs to happen to us?
We have to believe.
Pardon?
We have to believe.
We must believe, right? We must believe. And we must believe what? Must believe what? Huey?
What we're saying, what we're doing.
We must believe that what we're doing is a noble, is a important, is a crucial element to somebody's life. And for the most part it is. Because it doesn't matter what dealership you go to, whether it's in Windsor, Ontario, whether it's Cornwall, Ontario, whether it's Toronto, Ontario, if you talk to enough people in the car business, somebody's going to tell you about somebody in the car business that does it right. The problem is, you're going to hear about 1 million people that don't do it right. So what paintbrush do we get painted with? The 1 or 2 or 3% that do it right? That are true professionals, that commit to training, that read books, that understand the importance of follow-up with sold traffic, that understand the science behind selling? Just for the purpose of clarity, how many people think there is a science behind selling, by show of hands? There has to be, doesn't there? There has to be a science behind it. Or else the world wouldn't evolve the way it does, right? The economy wouldn't push the way it does. Because without a transaction, what do we have? We have nothing. If I'm a teacher in a classroom without sharing an idea, a philosophy, a belief, without selling a dream ambition to a kid sitting in a grade 11 classroom, what happens to that kid? Nothing. He just scoots through life like 90% of the people, pissed off at the position they're at, right? Unfulfilled, not happy, blame the world. Right? Worst word ever, 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 ever in the English language. Worst word in the English language. What is it? What is this word? Should. Worst word in the English language. Should. Somebody use it in a sentence for me. Lori? I should start saving more money. Randy, use it in a sentence for me.
I should have bought that car.
I should have bought that car. Sleeman, use the word for me in a sentence. I should
Go to the gym.
go to the gym, right? Now, if we replace should with what? Will. Does that change the dynamic of our life? I will save more money. I will spend more time with my kids. I will get to the gym. I will call my sold customers back. I will come up with a method to be sharp as a tack, enthusiastic, and an expert every time I open my mouth. So, when we're operating throughout the course of our business day and the word should comes up, I want us to come up with some physical response. Almost like the Pavlov ringing the bell and the dog deal, right? Classic conditioning, or is that what it's called? Classic conditioning or something? So every time we use the word should, oh, we get like a little jolt, like those little fences for dogs, right? I should have looked at the one-line repair order column today, but I didn't because I did something else. So should is the worst word in the English language. Let's be aware of it. Let's be conscious of it. And let's look to change should to will or am. And life will be better for us already. All right? So again, I think when we talk about our competition, we talk about people we sell against, We talk about products we sell against. We really have to wrap our head around the competition is irrelevant. Everybody agree with that? Schleman, would you think that your job description here at Legue, you're going to run into many people sitting at Abrams Jewelers looking to take care of a concierge program for his personal fleet of vehicles at home? Do you think he's going to have anybody earlier on that came by and asked him for that? Any chance of that happening, Randy?
No.
Not one bit. So the competition becomes irrelevant. Lori, do you think customers that go get their cars serviced at the Ford store in Tilbury and the Ford store in Leamington or the Chrysler store up here up the road, do you think that they have somebody that completely, as a refinance, release, repurchase manager, deals with their equity positions through the service department? No. No. Do they have a methodology and a process that we can walk somebody out of the service department and sit them down, be prepared, and explain to them that maybe they might be in a situation building an airtight case to buy a new car? To go from a real expense-related situation to maybe an investment situation? Taking a fixed expense and making it a variable expense? Or taking a variable expense, making it a fixed expense? Right? Walking somebody out of the service department that's got 96,000 kilometers on a 2012, introducing them to Miss Hewitt as a way, again, to eliminate some of those variable expenses moving forward and purchase an extended service contract? Or maybe going to somebody and saying, hey, listen, we'll offer you 18 months to finance a Kia Tech Buddy program so that you never have to worry about a service bill again. You'll never cheat your investment because of money. So for $197 a month for the next 18 months, you will do all of the service work that this car requires, which will in turn give you better gas mileage, give you certain peace of mind, allow you to put your credit card away, and you can be that person sitting in the service department reading the book, right? Versus the person in the service department on the phone. What's the difference between the two people? Ms. Hewitt, don't answer. What's the difference between the person in the service department reading the book and the person on the phone? The person reading the book has an extended service contract and a Kia Tech Buddy program, so if we need to change the brake, there's no problem. Go ahead and change it. The person on the phone is the person that doesn't have an extended service contract and doesn't have a Kia Tech Buddy program, and it's December 26th, and he's saying, it's going to be $684.15, honey. I had no idea that the pulsations and brakes and that sound was that the brakes were warm. What should we do? There's a difference, right? And when we can add control to somebody's life, are we now an expert, sharp as a tack, and enthusiastic? Now, the biggest thing moving forward now is, up until now, it's been all conceptual, right? It's been all theoretical. But the question now becomes, how do we do it? How do we build massive rapport? How do we